Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. No, good evening, good evening. I guess we can say good evening, right? We can say good morning, we can say good afternoon, we can say hello. Happy Saturday. Um, I was going back and forth whether I was gonna put this out today or put this out tomorrow. I decided to put it out today. Um, well, I didn't know that. We are talking about the Braxtons. I watched the episode, the full episode. Um, yeah. What do we say? Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, knows a friend, knows a friend, who knows that one friend. Come on to the channel, enjoy the content. Now, let's get into this thing. If we're gonna get into the things of the things of the things of the things of the things. Um, and let me start off by saying I'm an only child. So I may not necessarily have the same thoughts that everybody else has, but I am an only child, right? So y'all gotta bear with me. If y'all feel like I'm wrong, try, correct me. But I'm just speaking from just also being an adult. And what I saw yesterday, well, last night, Friday, what I saw when I watched the episode, the rhetoric that was going on online yesterday, the tweets, the what's the word? The retweets, the posts, all the kind of stuff. The people that's going, the people that's talking this and talking that. I was a little shocked by some of the. Is shocked the right word? It was a little like, okay, this is gonna be a rough one. Now, I will say I think that Tamar and Towanda are the same person. One is just older than the other one, and they just live two different lives, but I believe they are both the same. I believe one is sneaky behind the scenes, and I believe one is just doing the most in front of the camera. But I believe they are the same person. That's why they can't get along. And I don't know that, and I don't. I'm not gonna say they don't love each other, but they definitely don't like each other. That's not even hard to tell. The other thing is, you know, it's really unfortunate that these girls are going through what they're going through, and then it's on camera. I joke a lot and I troll a lot and I do this and I do that, but I just couldn't imagine speaking to my siblings, let alone my own friends, the way that we witnessed on this show. The language, just I don't know. Um, they were talking like they hated each other. They were talking like they hated each other. Hated each other. Capital H. Capital hate. Hate. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Capital hate each other. Um, and it begs the question: do they like each other? Do they love each other? Do they hate each other? I've said this before. I believe that when it's Miss E's time, that those girls will stay in this. They will stay in the circle they're in now. The only difference is I don't think they'll ever talk to each other again. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they'll ever talk to each other again. I don't think they fool with the brother. I don't think the brother fooled with them. I believe it was the brother, Tracy, and the father that was close together, and I believe that it was Tamar and Toni who was close to the mother. But I believe the mother was only close to them because they got money. Well, one got money. I believe she closest to them because of the fame and the access to the money. I do. I do. Just like when it comes to them grandkids, she's more around Denim and Diesel than she is. Is that their name? Denim D, whatever the Denim boys. Than she is them other grandkid and Logan. Than she is them other grandkids. That's just what I feel. That's how I feel about it. It ain't gonna change. Um, yeah, they come together for the show and and nothing else. Um, and I believe that Trina is in the middle. Um, but I don't think them girls like each other. I also am a little confused about why Trina is getting so much why there's so much dislike towards Trina. I understand Towanda and I understand Tamar, but I don't understand the dislike towards Trina. That is baffling to me. I I don't think anybody could I don't think anybody be able to explain that to me. Even as the show was going on, I was reading the tweets and stuff online. People were saying how much they didn't like Trina. I'm like, what did Trina do? They were saying how much Trina was a snake and Trina gaslights Tamar and do this and do that. And I'm thinking to myself, what did Trina do? What did Trina do? Trina not trying to be in the spotlight. She want to do her own business. Trina is married to Vaughn, whatever he does for a living. I, I don't understand. I don't know what Trina did. I don't know what Trina did for people not to like her. Um, so yeah, so let me get my notes and let's get into the thing. If we're gonna get into the thing. All right. Um, and we ain't talking about the whole episode because the rest of the episode was like dry. They pick up where they left off last week. The girls came together to talk. Initially, they thought they were going to talk about mommy's health because she had got heart some heart, not actual heart surgery, but she had got some stuff done to her heart, and she didn't tell the girls. So they like, you can't be doing stuff like that. Like, you need to be letting us know what's going on. So the girls come together. Next thing you know, they back and forth and back, arguing. Um, Toni was like, again, like Toni was like, she thought they was going to talk about mommy, but in reality, Tamar had other plans up her sleeve. Tamar pulls out the cease and desist um, paperwork, and she kept saying, "Y'all trying to shut down my business. Y'all trying to shut down my business. Y'all trying to silence me and stuff like that." But from my understanding, and I could be wrong, but from my understanding, I thought the brother sent that because he didn't want the episode, um, the first episode that what was the first episode or the second episode that Ashley was on. He didn't want that to air, so I thought that was the brother. So that's what I thought, and I could be wrong, but I thought it was the brother who sent it. So, um, Tamar is saying, how did he get my address? How did this lawyer get my address? Tawanda's like, I haven't worked with that lawyer in years. Trina's like, he's a lawyer. He can find your address. Tamar's like, well, the house is not even under my name. The house is not under my name. Um, so how does this man know where I live at? My child lives there. I got to keep my child safe. Um, People can't be having my address and stuff like this. I'm like, what's that have to do? Like, okay. Um, in the midst of it, they talk about the money that she gave to Wanda. She was like, "You got into an accident. I know you get married. I want my money back." And Tawanda was like, "Well, I thought it was a loan." Tamar said $50,000. Tamar said it. Tawanda said it was not $50,000. So what happened was, Tawanda was trying to get a house. I guess she's waiting for a check to clear or something. She didn't have the money in her account. Tamar gave her the either 50,000 or the 35,000, and said, "Hey girl, I'm here to help you. I want you to get your house." And according to the sisters, that's what they do for each other. They all look out for each other in that kind of way. And she's like, "No, it was a loan." And Tamar was like, "No, no, excuse me." Tawanda said it was a gift. Tamar said it was a loan. She want her money back. Tawanda said it wasn't $50,000. It was $35,000. And that's why she did not get the money back because she thought it was a gift. Because again, like she said, they have done this for each other all the time. So Tamar says, "Well, if it was a gift, how come you listed me as a creditor when you filed bankruptcy?" Um, Tamar also said she found out when she was getting a new phone that Tawanda had been stealing. Now I'm a little. She said Tawanda was stealing a credit card. No, excuse me. She was saying Tawanda was, I guess, stealing the phone information or something, and it wasn't until she found out that Tawanda It wasn't, excuse me, it wasn't until she was found out she was getting a new phone when the people said, "Oh, you paying for a phone line of 6 phone lines for the last 6 months. Excuse me, you was paying 6 phone lines for the last 4 years, and she didn't know she was paying it the whole time." I call BS. How do you not know that you're not paying for 6 other lines or whatever for 4 years? Now the whole house thing, the money thing, y'all could feel, we could believe either Towanda, you could believe either Tamar. But the phone line, the phone bill, I don't believe that. I don't believe that unless you was paying unless you got a lot of people on your phone plan and you just did not know. I don't believe that you didn't know them people was on your phone line for 4 years, and it wasn't until you got a new phone that you found out you was paying all that money. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that for a second. I know how much my phone bill is, and I'm paying for one line in the watch. I know how much my phone bill is. I would know how much it is if I was paying for 6 other people. Um, So in the confessional, Towanda was like, "You don't want to go there with me." You know what I'm saying? I know where the bodies lie and all that kind of stuff. So she was like, pretty much saying Tawanda's a thief, she steals and stuff like that. And Towanda was like, "Well, um since you want to talk about stealing, you stole one of Tony's boyfriends and slept with him." And Towanda says the name. The rumor is it was the boyfriend Toni was dating during her first album. His name was Brian or something like that. That's the rumor. And they start going back and forth. Tamar all in Tony face talking about you think I slept with this person? And Toni like, girl, back up, back up. Toni yells, she want everybody to shut the fuck up. Um, she said, we don't act like this, we don't act like this, we not ghetto. But your sister wanna act like she from the hood. Your sister wanna act like she from the hood and she not. Towanda says, I don't argue with sick people. Um, and Tamar was like, you better shut up because I will fuck you up. Tamar said she's been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. The whole country is depressed and got anxiety right now. The whole goddamn country is depressed and got anxiety for the last few years. They've been feeling like that, probably since COVID. People have been depressed and have been dealing with anxiety. She then was like, y'all talk about my mental health, my mental health. You don't play like that. You don't play about my mental health journey. And Toni was like, you're a mean girl. You're a mean girl. In this situation. And she's like, and that's why you're in this situation. And Tamar was like, what situation? I'm in a great situation. She was yelling like, y'all some jealous ass bitches, with her tongue out. And Toni was like, honey, mental illness is real. Mental illness is real. Let me just finish the review. Tamar starts singing and hollering and Jesus, doing all that kind of stuff and just being a mess. And she was like singing whatever. And she's like, this is a Grammy throw. This is a Grammy throw. Tamar, you have 4 nominations, no wins. You have 4 nominations and no wins. So people online, somebody posted this saying, well, all the greats don't have Grammys, all the legends don't have Grammys, but she's not a legend. She's not a legend. And she like, well, her sisters don't have no Grammys. Yeah, but Toni does. Toni actually has more than her. And Tamar's not a legend. She a girl that got a very, very good voice. She can sing down. That's it. She's a reality star at best. She's not a legend. She's not a superstar. She's a reality star at best. She'll never be. I don't care how sick Toni is. I don't care how non-sick Toni is. She would never be Toni Braxton. You couldn't even do the show without Toni Braxton. Tamar was like, y'all don't have my back. Toni was like, I don't have your back. I don't have your back. If I keep spending money on you, girl, I won't be able to afford my publicist. I said,
Yes. Oh.
I said, oh. So I want to be able to afford my. And she was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Girl, I'm paying for your publicist. I'm paying for the stuff. I'm pretty much I'm holding you down." So they going back and forth, and she brings up Ashley, and she said, "You didn't want Ashley on the show." She said, "Girl, your shows are chitlin circuits. Your shows are chitlin circuits. What? Your shows are chitlin circuits." I said, "Girl." And in the confessional, Toni says, "I thought it'd be more fair, pretty much, if Ashley would have came on the show, so we all could sit down and talk to her." Next thing you know, Tamar calling her sister all kind of hoes and bitches and this and that and fuck you, bitch, and these hoes over here, blah 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 blah. So Tamar then says, "Do you think I'll fuck Birdman?" That's what I took from it. They didn't say his name, but that's what I took from it. She stands up. She was like, "Don't fucking go there. Don't go there." Tamar stands up like she ready to square up with her sister. Trina then gets up and steps in the middle and like kind of breaks. She like is touching both of them to break them up. Um, she moves them out the way. She's looking at Toni. She's like, "Toni, you're a superstar. You're a superstar. Like, don't do this. You can't act like this." Toni was like, "This is, this is not like she's out of her character or whatever." Tamar then as Trina is like trying to break them up, she then pushes Trina out the way, and Tamar then pulls Trina's hair, like pulls her hair enough where Trina like actually like neck went back, and then Toni was like, "She hit you. She doesn't get to hit you. She doesn't get to hit you." And Trina said, "Yeah, she kicked me also." And Tamar was like, "I kicked you because you put your hands on me. You put your hands on me. You hit me. You put your hands on me." Towanda was like, "Let's call the cops and press charges on her." Toni was like, "I'm not doing it. I'm out. I'm out. This is out of my environment. I'm out. I'm leaving. Blah blah blah." So I I don't think Trina did anything wrong. However, I also can understand when everybody pissed off and everybody's pissed off and everything is intense in the moment, you don't want to do anything, right? But I don't think Trina had ill intentions and when she was trying to make sure her sisters didn't get into a fight, because from my understanding they never got into a fight with each other. That's my understanding. um but I don't think Trina deserved to get kicked, and I don't think Trina deserved to get her hair pulled, because again she's trying to break something up. Now Trina could not have done anything, because you still have producers and stuff like that there. But I guess like it's like you see your sister get ready to fight, you're like, hold up, stop, right? And I don't think it's no different than when friends are fighting. We all so quick to say let them do this and let them do that, but you really don't want to see your family or your sisters or whatever, your friends and stuff like that fighting and stuff like that. Um, Would I say press charges on her though? This what makes me think like y'all can't stand each other. Because when you say let's press charges, call the police, let's press charges, that's what you do for somebody that you ain't rocking with no more. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do to somebody that's in the street. You put your hands on me, I'm gonna send your ass to jail. That's what you do to that. I don't know if you do that to your siblings. Like I don't know if you do that to your siblings. You said calling her sister a superstar to her sister. Well, she is. Toni is a superstar. Tamar's not. I don't know if you Tamar equals Arrested Development. Do you press charges on your sister? I don't know. Again, I don't have no siblings. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is if I was the one that was getting kicked and head pulled and pushed around and all that kind of stuff. If I was the one that was getting all that done to me, hair pulling, kicking, pulling, and this and that, and I'm just trying to break something up.
Things that were right, things that were wrong. Get up, Karen.
Y'all would have said, "Baby, Logan can't recognize his mama no more." I was like, "Well, she should have put her hands on me." But I was trying to break you up. You took your hands and you put it like this. I was trying to break y'all up. Yeah, yeah. Y'all would have, y'all would have said Logan can't recognize his mama no more. I mean that. This is the other thing. Well, I'll get to that in a second. Let me finish this. So Toni leaves, and Tamar's all in Trina's face. Um, Tamar's all in Trina's face, and she's like, "Y'all some jealous ass bitches. Don't you ever put your hands on me? Y'all some jealous ass bitches." And she got her hand all on her sister's face, and she moving around, and she was like, "I be mad too. I'm 48 and I look like this." And she rubbing her ass and she's screaming. Who she thinks she talking to? Y'all mad? Y'all bitches is jealous. Y'all hoes is jealous of me. You think I fuck so and so? I wouldn't. I swear on my life, my mama life. I swear on your kids. Like talking to Towanda. Towanda was like, "Don't swear on my kids' life. Like don't put no curses on my child." Um, um, Tamar yelling back, talking about move out the way. I wish the fuck she would. I wish the fuck she would. Now, earlier, she telling the producers, "Oh, I wouldn't touch my sister. Move. I'm not going to touch my sister. I'm not going to touch my sister." I couldn't imagine being in a heated argument and you got your motherfucking hand all in my face. I just couldn't imagine that. We would have tore that motherfucking restaurant from nail to nail, from board to board. You calling these girls hoes and bitches and y'all hoes is jealous of me and this and that. I don't think they're jealous of you. What the fuck is there to be jealous of? You don't have no hits. What's the last Tamar hit? Love and War, girl. You had better songs on the album than that. You're not the girl that you think you are. There's no reason to be jealous. You're not that girl. You're not from the hood. You know what I'm saying? You're not no A-list celebrity where everybody knocking your door down to get interviews. You from one reality star, one reality show to the next reality show. You haven't even had your own solo arena tour, let alone solo tour. You haven't even had an arena tour. I ain't never seen. When I saw you in the arena, you was opening up for the opening act who was opening up for somebody. How dreadful is that? You was Kelly Rowland. No, matter of fact, you was Maya who opened up for Kelly Rowland, who now opened up for Brandy and Monica. How dreadful is that? How dreadful is that? You were opening up for Monica, who opened up for Escape. You are. There's nothing to be jealous of. There's nothing to be jealous of. You're not no millionaire. You're not riding around in Bentleys and Benzes and Lamborghinis and shit. You right out here shopping at that rodeo, just dropping bags and stuff like that. What is there to be jealous of? You're not doing no tours. You doing little spot shows here, little spot shows there. You on stage in prom dresses and tennis shoes, twerking at 48 years old, and can't even twerk, can't even dance. Can you sing? Absolutely, you can sing. Are you a superstar? No. Um, and I know if it was me, once you said something about I swear on my kids, if I wouldn't have got to talk about Logan, I would have made you hit me because I would have dragged Logan, you, Vince. I just would have got the dragon. I just would have got the dragon. I just would have got the dragon. Um, it's the next day. Towanda and Trina meet up at the bridal store to talk about what happened the night before. Trina was like, it's unfortunate what happened. She's unpredictable. Towanda says she's dangerous to be around, and she doesn't want Tamar anywhere around her. Toni's in Miami getting ready for her show. They learned that Angie Stone had passed away. Her and Angie share backup dancers. They share singers. Backup singers. They share like some technical people together. She also was a close family friend. So Toni's really heartbroken about that. Toni cannot make the bridal shower because she has to change her show around because of what happened with the accident. Um, Tamar it's about music that she about to release that don't nobody care about. She had this outfit on that she shouldn't have had on. Um, uh, she can't like it's just a mess. The producer, the punk producer went over there, went to talk to them. He was like, "We can't be fighting," and she's like, "No, we can't be fighting." The producer's like, "I never seen anything like this. I've been around you and your family for years." Um, and I've never seen anything like this. Where all this and Tamar's like, I don't know where all this hate came from. All because of the Ashley situation. Because I brought Ashley on my platform to talk, but Ashley had already talked about it. Ashley had already talked about it on TikTok. She's already talked about it. Um, She was like, I didn't want to come back to the show and be the old Tamar. Um, well, that ain't what we saw when you was at that table. That is not what we saw when you was at it. But let me guess, it was your mental health. Got it. She was like, I don't know why Towanda would bring up something that happened in 1995. Pay attention. That means she slept with that means Towanda was telling the truth. She slept with one of Tony's boyfriends. She slept with one of Tony's boyfriends in 1995. I don't give a fuck how old she was. She slept with one of Tony's boyfriends. Tamar was like the fighting, the throwing the drinks, the kicking, the pulling the hair, because I gotta protect my peace. I gotta protect my son. I gotta be here for my son. Your son is gonna be fine. He eating he ain't gonna be fine from all that eating he doing, but he gonna be fine. Um, they love to bring up how much they miss Tracy. Tracy wouldn't want this. I miss Tracy in these moments. Do y'all? Because the way we saw y'all treated Tracy on Braxton Family Values for years, and that's not what we seen. That ain't what we seen. The way that y'all would treat that girl, the way y'all outcasted her, the hell, the way y'all treated her damn son. Do y'all miss Tracy? Or do y'all miss the fact that y'all can't make fun of Tracy right now? Is that what y'all miss? Because I don't believe that y'all really miss Tracy. Because based off of y'all actions and based off of how y'all treated her son last year, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I also know that Tamar would have never had pulled that shit with Tracy. Tamar is nasty. She's nothing but a crash out. Tamar is disgusting. And Tamar only talks to her family like that. She only talks to her sisters like that. I've never, ever seen her talk to anybody else the way that she talks to her sisters. This girl has had fallings out with Candies, with Candy, with Toya, with Keisha Cole, Monica, shit, you wouldn't talk that way when your homeboy got punched in the mouth. You wouldn't talk to Krishan like that. You not what you think you are, but your family has allowed you for years to get away with this behavior. And it starts with Taylor Swift, the mother. It starts with the mother. You are a crash out. You 48 years old, 49 years old, and girl, child. I just again, this is me. I would have never I would have never talked to my people like that. I would have never. You like it's a mess. And Tawanda not innocent either. Like, let's not get it twisted. Tawanda not innocent either. But I've never seen Tawanda talk to her sister on camera. Right? We can only go what we see on camera. I ain't never seen Tawanda talking to her sisters like that. I ain't never seen Tawanda talking to her sisters like that, calling them bitches and hoes and stuff like that. Now, is Tawanda sneaky? Does she is she messy? Yes. But the reason why Tamar gets and all this love that Tamar getting and all this hate that Trina and Tawanda getting is crazy to me. Oh my God, you really gonna call this the cops on your sister? If that's how she felt, that's how she felt. I think she should have whooped Tamar's ass. That's what I thought she should have did. Tamar ain't had no real ass whooping. Tamar ain't had no real. When you get a real ass whoop, when you really get fucked up and get a real ass whooping, you change some of your ways. Yes, Tawanda did Tracy dirty. Yes, Tawanda not innocent. Amy, I believe Tawanda and Tamar are the same person. I believe Tawanda and Tamar are the same damn person. The shit is not cute. They really need to cancel this. Y'all don't need to come back to TV. Y'all don't need to come back to TV. It's disgusting. And it's sad. I could never talk to my people like that. I just couldn't do that. Not that I don't have it in me, but to talk to people that I claim that I love and care for and care about and stuff like that, I'd rather just walk away. Now, if you're a stranger in the street and I don't know, yeah, fine, cool. But I could never. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And I thought I was really gonna get up here and drag Tamar and read her down, do this and that, but the girl's sick. She's sick, and I agree with. I'm not gonna argue with her, but you sick. You got more than depression and anxiety. You sick, and Tawanda, you sick too because you got a line and a thieving problem. You a thief. You may not be a thief no more, but you a thief and you a liar. And the truth ain't in you. The truth ain't in you. Toni, I didn't forget about how you treated Tracy. I didn't forget about that either. The only person who's innocent in my hands and in my mind is Trina. She's the only person that's innocent in this whole situation, from the fight to the stuff with Ashley and Gabe. She's the only one that's innocent. Everybody else play a role in it. And don't and as far as Evelyn, as far as the mother, to child. And when it comes to her mother, you allowed this behavior. You allowed this behavior. You and Michael allowed this behavior for these girls. Yes, Monique. Yes, yes. You have allowed this behavior since them girls was born. Tamar ain't sick. But what I'm saying is, Amy, Tamar's sick in like, not like in a way where she like, not in like she dying. Tamar is just a sick individual, the way she acts. She's just like, she's just nasty. She's nasty. And what did she steal from? I'm still trying to figure out, what did she steal from Tamar? What did she steal from Tamar? Y'all not gonna make me believe that that girl ain't know about her phone bill. No, but Monique, you are correct. It's deep rooted generational issues, and it starts with the parents. You have allowed these girls to act like this. You put all that motherfucking pressure on Toni to get her sisters started when Toni barely was able to get her feet off the damn ground. Toni was barely able. Now, granted, her first two albums were super successful, but that doesn't mean she was in a position to bring her sisters along. I think sometimes when we see people and stuff and it's super successful, we be like, "Oh yeah, they made it." No, I haven't made it yet. I still got a couple more years before I can bring somebody on. People online talking about some, Towanda is jealous because she just knew Tamar was going to she knew Tamar was going to lead the sisters to become successful. Let me tell y'all something. If Michael Jackson wasn't successful as a solo artist, he would have went back to the Jacksons. If Beyonce was not successful as a solo artist, she would have went back to Destiny's Child. If Justin Timberlake was not successful as a solo artist, he would have went back to NSYNC, because they were successful groups already before they became successful solo acts. The Braxtons, it was only one successful Braxton, and her name was Toni Braxton. The group, the Y'all Girls, wasn't successful. Y'all Girls were not successful. So people talking about, oh, she the breakout star, she this and she that. What has Tamar done to make her a breakout star? What is she? She got a Soul Train award. Oh, okay. Woo, yay. The Soul Train award. Woo, get it, girl. Soul Train award. You literally had Vincent Herbert as your manager, who was the same person that discovered Lady Gaga. You were singing backup on some records with Lady Gaga. You literally could have went down the route of Mariah Carey. What I mean by that is, you was already sleeping with the goddamn person who could have put you on. And even Vince was telling you, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. Your time is going to come. But you want to be a reality star. You want to be a talk show host, and you want to be you want to bake cakes and be on this show, be that show, release music, twerk on stage. You want to do all the things that don't nobody want to see. You don't even have no motherfucking music to twerk to. What you twerking, the Love and War? You twerking the Hot Sugar? If anybody is jealous, it may be Towanda. No, but I don't believe it. I don't believe Trina is. I don't even think Trina wanted to sing. I think Trina wanted to be a businesswoman. And I saw a video of somebody like comparing the sisters' voices. And the thing is, right now, so what happens when you drag people or something, not even drag, what happens is when people don't like somebody, they want to discredit them and act like, oh, they can't do this, and they let her do that. There's a couple people out there who all of a sudden they know music. And they like, oh, well, when it comes to the voices, you have Tamar. What did one guy say? Oh, you had Tamar, Tracy, Toni, Trina, and then Towanda. Let me tell y'all something. Tracy was my favorite Braxton. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It ain't no way Tracy was a better singer than Toni Braxton. It's no way that Tracy was a better singer than Toni Braxton. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's Tamar, Toni, Trina, Towanda, then Tracy. And to be honest with you, Trina and Tamar really have similar voices. And I don't even know. And really talk. I don't know if in Tamar's heyday. I mean, excuse me, in Toni's heyday, if Tamar was really fucking with her. Anyway, it was. I'm not doing a lot of reviews when it comes to the Braxtons, but I thought this is important. This is the most being talked about thing right now, and I think it's just sad. I think it's sad, and I think it's all this for a check. All this for a check. Hope it was worth it. Hope it was worth it because this is a mess. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get up off of here. I ain't gonna be up here long. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm doing I'm doing 2 videos tomorrow. Oh, Sutton, Kathy, and Jennifer Tilly are filming for the Housewives. Are they on that? They on the after show together? Interesting. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. Me and Adrian will be here tomorrow around 5 for weekend sessions, and then of course I'll see y'all tomorrow night for Potomac. And what I'm going to try to do this week is get out more content. So even if it's just us talking about random stuff. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for stopping by. I will see y'all later. Have a great Saturday, and I will see y'all later. Bye.